Hey everyone, I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we are taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom figure from Hasbro. Big shout out and thank you to Hasbro for providing Ractonite along with inside their PR box. Greatly appreciated. Ractonite is brand new for 2021 and joins the Transformers Kingdom line, which brings back Beast Wars into the mix. 25th anniversary of Beast Wars. I'm very excited to have these characters back on the show back in 96 through 99. The only bone dinosaurs and other animals you saw on there was when the computer was scanning the area for life forms that would protect the Transformers from Energon, so they could transform from a monkey into a robot or a bumblebee into a robot, things like that. This Triceratops, I don't believe this was shown on the show, including Japanese Beast Wars or Beast Wars 2. And the only Triceratops Beast Wars character that I can think of was when they did Beast Machines, which took the place from Beast Wars Season 4 and introduced that line of Dinobots they did. One of the characters was a Triceratops. This character, which you see in front of you, is called Ractonite, and he transforms into a Triceratops dinosaur. And as you can see on the packaging, this is the skeletal remains of the Triceratops, and it transforms into a robot mode. So in the show, the computer would have scanned the bones and basically recreated the Transformers appearance a little bit so that he could transform into a different animal. The packaging is the standard window box packaging from the line, and here's a look at the side. This is an image of him transformed into robot mode, and they did a phenomenal job on this artwork. Really loving what I'm seeing. The other side of the box is artwork inspired from the Netflix series Kingdom, coming to Netflix in July 2021, so stay tuned for updates on that. The back of the box gives you a look at Ractonite in both modes, Triceratops mode and robot mode, and it also features that modular system. So in recent years, certain characters like Fast Track and Ironworks from Earthwise and Siege could break apart, and you can use those parts for other characters, weapons, armor, whatever you like. That is the case here with Ractonite, and as you can see, his parts are being used with Huffer, which I also have, so we're going to be taking a closer look. My guess is that you don't have to use Huffer for these parts. You could use any character you want. But here's a closer look at the packaging. So what I'm going to do now is open this up and let's take a closer look. Let me also show you guys the top of the box, as it has the Predacon symbol showing that this character is a evil Predacon. Here is an in-hand look at Ractonite. He comes with a collector's card, which you see here. There are one of 4 of them. This one is the Autobot Arc. There's the front, and there is the back, featuring an image of the golden disc. He also comes with a sheet of instructions that we're going to take a closer look at. So here's a closer look at the figure. Very nicely done, tons of detail. Loving the paint apps and everything about it. He is a skeleton Triceratops, and this is his robot mode. In the show, no Transformer transformed into a skeletal beast mode, so this is a new concept for 2021 in the War for Cybertron Kingdom line that Hasbro is offering now. Let's take a look at the side. So he's mostly in both light and dark gray, various shades of it. And there's a look at the back. You see the Predacon logo, which is right there, letting you know which faction that he's a part of, either Maximal, Decepticon, Autobot, or Predacon. That is the Predacon logo. And here is a closer look at the head sculpt, which you see right there. This piece can lift down as shown. Overall, I'm very happy with this robot mode. I think they did a very nice job on it. The only issue I have with it is with this arm here. You see how this peg sticks out there as the instructions specify. However, it's not really a hand, or doesn't really have any more attachments that you can attach to this peg joint, so I'm a little disappointed about that. I know he breaks apart and he can be used as armor and accessories such as weapons for other characters. However, in this robot mode here, getting a little peg joint with nothing to put on it is just a tiny bit disappointing in my opinion. However, his other hand has this tail, which you see here, so you can put it on either one of the peg joints. You could put it on that one or this one here. One of these pegs are going to look like that, just bare like that, so it's going to be a little disappointing no matter what, but ultimately it's a pretty cool robot mode, and I think you guys will be very happy with it. Ractonite is one of 3 Predacons that transform into skeletal dinosaurs. Here's a look at the other 2 that are currently available. All 3 of these characters, I should say, are Predacon characters, and each one has their own interesting design, which you see here. Here's a look at the instructions. His transformation is unlike most other Transformers, as he breaks apart in multiple different ways to transform into the Triceratops mode. And here's a look at that. You see how each piece breaks apart as shown. And by the time you're done, it's going to look like this. So when I say each piece breaks apart, you have all of these pieces, they're modular, and again, they can break apart and you assemble it as shown. So it's a pretty interesting way how they went about it. It's a very cool looking way, in my opinion. And here's a look at the back. These are the accessories and armor that can be used as other characters. In these images, this is Huffer. And this one is some kind of axe accessory that he transforms into. Here is another way. He comes with a shield, a sword, and a piece for his back. And here is another way. This looks like some kind of hammer accessory and a sword. So there's a lot of different ways you can interchange them. You could probably even make something up yourself if you want, which is pretty cool. And a lot of these parts would be interchangeable with other Transformers characters, not just Tougher. So you can use these parts on maybe another Beast Wars character, such as Dinobot, give him a shield or something. So there's your look at the instructions. And his beast mode, which you see right here. There's a closer look at the Predacon logo right there on the side. In this mode, the jaw is hinged. So you see how that works. Ports on his side could be used for accessories, likely from a different character. So a lot of it's going to be interchangeable, which is very cool. There's a look at the head. The head is on a hinged swivel joint, so you can move it around as you like. Interestingly enough, when you use some of these parts for Huffer, the horn here is removable, as are these two top horns here. And here's a top view, or a bird's eye view for you guys. And here's a view at the bottom. Here's a look at that first form that Ractonite can be converted into, that hammer that's held by pretty much any Transformer figure that you want in this line. In the instructions, it showed Huffer, so that's how I'm using for this shoot. The hammer, very nicely done. A lot of great detail on there. But it is a little bit on the heavy side, so I had trouble playing around with it so that he would stand up straight. You can only position it really a few different ways before it falls as shown. Putting that back on there. So as you can see, there's a lot of top heavy going on here. Here's another look at it. And let's take a look at the back too. On here, you also see the Predacon logo, which is right there on the side. And here's a closer look at the hammer. For you guys, turning it all the way around. Here's another way that Huffer can hold the parts to Ractonite. This includes a sword and shield and a shoulder-mounted cannon, which are the legs and the horns for the Triceratops head. These are the two horns up there. Turning this around, here's a look at how that is positioned on his back here. And if you need a different reference, just go back to the instructions to see how to build it. But interestingly enough, the head can be used as a shield. And my guess, this peg point could also be a blaster. So you can make believe he can open fire from inside his mouth. So that would be pretty cool. And of course, he's got this big sword, which just like the hammer, it's also a little bit top heavy. So as you can see, you have to position it just right. There's a better look at him holding the sword. And you see the Predacon logo right there. Here's a better look at inside the mouth. So you see that peg joint. And again, the jaw is hinged, allowing you to open and close it. This part here can also be raised and lowered to your liking. But it doesn't really go side to side, unfortunately. It faces forward. Here's a look of that third and final transformation sequence for Ractonite. As you can see in this form, he comes as two different parts. One, a very large sword and shield, and the other one, some kind of giant club. If you've noticed on the instructions, The only piece that's missing from the club here is the extra horn that's on the front of the Triceratops head. This horn I couldn't get off. I really tried to get it off, but it was not coming off. So I didn't want to risk breaking it, so I just left it the way it was. But technically, the horn is supposed to come up right here on the top, and there's supposed to be 3 horns on this giant mace accessory. The rest of the figure looks great, especially in this form. Here's a look at the other side of it. And of course, let's take a look here. So he's got a pretty good grip on it. This piece here is a bit heavy, and depending on how you position it, it will fall down. So just be aware of that. He's got a much better grip on this as it's lighter weight. Here's a look at him broken apart, giving you a look at all the pieces that can disconnect. And on here, these horns just pop right off, both of them. But the front horn, again, too difficult to remove on this particular figure. I don't know why, was just not coming off. But you have a look at all these other parts, moving these around for you guys. For reference, here's a look at Dinobot holding the skull. As I said earlier, these parts are all universal, so you can have other characters holding the part, not just Huffer. Here's a look there. Overall, Ractonite is a great figure. I think fans will thoroughly enjoy this character, all of his transformation sequences, the fact that you can use his body as accessories for other figures, including armor, which is pretty cool, just as we've seen with other Transformers figures in recent years. Overall, I'm loving the Kingdom line. It's a great offering right now from Hasbro. Yay, Beast Wars is back. So go out there, pick these up, enjoy them while you can. After Kingdom, I don't know what's coming. A few people have asked me if Hasbro, if I think that Hasbro will do Transmetals in this new line of Beast Wars. I highly doubt it. I think they're just going to be focusing on the Season 1 characters. And don't forget, they kind of did do an Optimal Optimus in recent years. So, other than that one release, I would be very, very, very surprised to see any more Transmetals, or especially Transmetal 2 figures in this line right now. But you never know. Thank you again to Hasbro for providing these figures for review. Greatly appreciated. These were part of their PR box that they were kind enough to send along. The only one not in the PR box was Huffer, which I picked up. So they were kind enough to send Air Razor and Ractonite, along with a few other figures that we're going to check out coming up. I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share this video, as it tells YouTube to share it with more people. Would greatly appreciate that very much. Please check out the written portion and photo gallery of this review. I would also appreciate that. Before you go, RC is also part of this wave, and I believe she is a repack from the previous Earthwise release. If there's any paint differences on there, please leave a comment on YouTube. Let us know. One person just asked me that. So, yeah. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for more coverage.